Welcome to NSF Awards 2016. Honorable, as you heard earlier, Honorable Minister will be joining us after the Cabinet meeting. In his absence, I think which is more appropriate, I take this opportunity to appreciate him being a pillar of strength, providing proactive and unbiased leadership to the entire science, technology and innovation community in this country. We are honored to have him today as the chief guest, amidst, of course, his busy schedule, and I am certainly privileged to welcome him when he arrives. I warmly welcome Professor Mohan De Silva, the chairman of the UGC and a member of the NSF board, who would deliver the prestigious NSF keynote address today. It is my pleasure to welcome you, Secretary Ms. Vijay Lakshmi, and I thank you for joining us on this very special day. As you know, the National Science Council commenced in 1968, continue even today as the National Science Foundation for a purpose. This is to serve the scientific and technical community by supporting, promoting and funding science in Sri Lanka, which the NSF and its predecessors have done for almost half a century. Next year, we shall be celebrating 50 years of service to this nation. The Science and Technology Development Act of 1994 mandates the NSF to reward you scientists and technologists. So we are gathered here today to witness the presentation of awards under 4 categories. Those are the NSF Research Awards, NSF Technology Awards, NSF Tours Prize for Young Scientists, and the Sastred Awards for Supervision of Research Degrees. The NSF Research and Technology Awards are given to those selected among NSF grantees, while the Sastred and the NSF Tours Awards are open to all Sri Lankan citizens, scientists.
National Science Foundation is the national body responsible for promoting technology-based research in Sri Lanka. With what I've heard, with the data which was presented to me, we can be happy of the volume, quality and the relevance of the research supported by your organization. Today, of course, we are here to honor the achievers, some of the best Sri Lankan scientists, most from our state universities, of course. And my heart is congratulations to all of you, and we are very proud of you. These are times the science and technology-based research has come to the forefront. In a small country like ours, the importance of supporting and promoting science-based research cannot be overemphasized. This is a must for Sri Lanka to enter into the regional and global competition. And I'm quite happy to note that the National Science Foundation has 2 technology grant schemes. Support for technology development, as Madam just mentioned, and to support the startup businesses based on new technologies. Such programs, of course, will support and encourage the researchers. The impetus to develop new and novel research may eventually lead to new inventions, and some, of course, may lead to commercialization. And such research will have a major impact on nation building. I'm also quite happy to note that you got a scheme to encourage the supervisors for MPhil and PhD. In fact, this is something which country definitely needs. In the University Grants Commission, we found when we started that we have a big issue in finding the quality supervisors to help the young probation lecturers in the university system to initiate the research proposals. We found that especially in non-science based PhD programs, and there have been a lot of inbreeding of PhDs. And one of the key points the UGC recognized and implemented now is to support quite substantially to have the split PhDs. One supervisor from Sri Lanka and another supervisor from outside. We've developed a lot of links during the last 1 year, 1.5 years, with countries like Germany. We got a MOU with Australia, with New Zealand, with Canada, and latest being Japan. And the UGC is prepared to spend as much as 4 million per researcher, provided the project is right. So I was so encouraged to see you're trying to give a time frame for the supervisors and awarding them for quality supervision of research with the MPhil for 3 years and the PhD in 4 years. And I commend you for that. So, technology-based research and science-based research will give that impetus to develop new and novel research. And this is very important for our nation building. If you look at the other countries, research is considered high priority, especially in technologically advanced countries like the United States. Many state as well as non-state funding systems available in these countries. But more importantly, in countries like the United States, the failure of outcome of research is not considered as a shame. And there are many other grants available for those researchers who initially fail in some of their research, and that's not a problem. And such environments encourage researchers to have more dreams and imaginations. The stimulus for creation of new knowledge comes from imagination. We all know that man is curious by nature, and this curiosity leads to imaginations. In fact, Einstein has once said that imagination is more important than knowledge. Knowledge has limits, but imagination encircles the whole world, he said. Imagination is a hallmark of a research mind. Franklin Adams once said, I quote, "I find that a greater part of information I have acquired is by looking up something and finding something else." Unquote. So where does Sri Lanka actually stand? What is our research culture? What are the challenges in developing national policies for research and commercialization? What is the present status of the university-industry collaboration? And the status and the future of the technology transfer systems in the Sri Lankan context? These are interesting questions which needs some probing answers. We are aware that the role of the National Science Foundation is to guide the university academia, researchers from industry and state research institutes, by creating opportunities and formulating policies to suit the evolving needs of Sri Lanka to enter into the global competition. In our country, research output comes from several sources. There are the university researchers. We have the research conducted in industry at a small scale, joint research produced by university-industry collaborations, research output from state-run research institutes, and research conducted by private-public partnerships like SlingTech, to name few. There are regulatory systems in place in funding bodies like NSF, NRC, and in our university systems. But I feel that to provide a level playing field for Sri Lankan researchers to enter into the regional and global competition, a more flexible financial procurement guidelines are needed. And this has been recognized, and that this must be recognized by the Sri Lanka Treasury. In fact, lessons can be learned from our neighbors, and also from other developed countries like UK, USA, and Japan. They have developed tools and systems to fit into the evolving needs and to circumvent such innovations. They have developed process-driven research identification systems based on the evolving needs, flexible financial regulatory systems, multiple research funding mechanisms, significant research allocations from the government, industry, philanthropies, and from other grant schemes. Malaysia is a good example. They have system supports. The risk-taking mindset is allowed in R&D activities. They have identified that the science and technology needs to be strongly supported to face the future challenges. As highlighted in British Leadership Summit few months ago, Southeast Asia would be the fourth largest market in the world by 2030. And it is envisaged that 40 million jobs are to be created in this region, especially in the fields of science, IT, and technology. So in this background, I wish to draw your attention to the prevailing university-industry partnerships in our country from a World Bank report released on the 25th of October 2016 in Sri Lanka, and the new developments in the state university system in this context. And then I would wish to share with you some lessons learned from a study tour on technology transfer in the United States. Universities and technology-based economic development, establishing technology transfer offices and technology incubators organized by the Commercial Law Program of the United States. We had meetings in USPTO, that is the United States Patent and Trademarks Office, Princeton University, New Jersey, and Carnegie Mellon University. We visited their incubators, technology transfer offices, and National Robotics Center. These lessons we learned, I feel, will be very useful when we try to correlate with the prevailing IP and patent protection systems and the industry-university partnerships in Sri Lanka to get the universities and the industries into the same platform to enhance R&D activities, development of industry, economic development, and employment generation. One of the constraints to the progress of research in the universities, as I see it, is the lack of competition amongst the Sri Lankan universities. Performance-related reward systems are not practiced in our universities, and our systems have not evolved in line with the international acceptable best practices, whereas British system from where we inherited has evolved. One of the recommendations of the University Grants Commission for the first time, on a recommendation of the University Grants Commission, for the first time, research incentives were mentioned in the budget 2017 to recognize researchers by introducing a performance-based incentive scheme based on H-index.